April, it is really good to see you. I have an important question. What should I do with my old 401k? And I'm asking because 41% of people from 2014 to 2016 cashed out at least part of their 401k when leaving a job. And of those, 85% cashed out the entire balance. So we're going to walk through a few options of what to do with your old 401k, some better than others, but maybe the least attractive option, cashing it out.
Yes, have to be very careful about cashing it out. Of course, first of all, fully taxable event in most instances. And on top of that, if you're under 59 and a half, a 10% IRS penalty. Sometimes people might not think about the penalty part of it, and they also don't think about the state taxes that might be due. So let's say even if you're only in a 15% tax bracket, if
Mhm.
you are in a 6% state tax bracket like Georgia, then you've got 21% taxes there, then another 10% if you're under 59 and a half. That's almost a third of the account immediately gone just to taxes. So that is, like you said, definitely the least attractive option.
And you miss out on any future compounding too.
Exactly. No more compound interest without having to pay taxes on the growth.
Right. Okay. So another option would be to simply leave it with your old employer.
Certainly better than losing a third of it to
Yeah.
taxes and losing the compound interest. But a lot of times what we find, especially when it's a smaller 401k, some people hop jobs multiple times. And when
Right.
that happens, a lot of times what we'll see is these smaller accounts that are just kind of out there and they're not an actively managed part of the overall financial picture. And it's really difficult to have a good overview and a good plan on holistically on what you're doing if there are pieces of the puzzle just miscellaneously in different places like that. Of course, we don't
Mhm.
have taxes, but it's not typically the best way to make sure that you have a good holistic plan.
I'm glad you brought that up because actually 30% of people change jobs in 2022. So this is a very relevant topic right now. The third option, April, would be to roll that old 401k into your new employer's plan.
And so there are some benefits there, certain ERISA protections and loan provisions, for example. You should really have a good idea if you are going to need to take a loan or think that might be something that you need to do. That is something that is available under the 401k umbrella. Might be good to compare the provisions from the old 401k to the new 401k before making those adjustments, as well as the investment options. If for some reason the old 401k has better investment options or better choices for you, then in that instance, it might not make sense to roll it into the new 401k. A lot of people end up doing this for consolidation and simplicity so that they can keep an eye on everything more holistically, have everything all in one place, which of course then we kind of get into the all of your eggs in one basket conversation. But it is easier. You don't have any tax ramifications for doing so, but certainly important to compare the plan provisions for your needs before doing it just because it might be simpler administratively moving forward.
Mhm. And then the last option, which may be the best for most people, would be to roll the 401k into an IRA. Why is that generally a good option?
This is most commonly what we do. And the reason that this is one of the most popular options and often is the best option for getting out of an old 401k is that you have more control. You have control over who the custodian is, so which company holds the funds. You have more control over the investment options, which in today's landscape is very important because most of the time what we see in 401k plans is that there are target date funds, they're asset allocation based with, split, for example, between stocks and bonds, very generalized investment strategies, which, as we saw in 2022 in particular, that type of strategy of asset allocation of stocks and bonds, things like target date funds that get more conservative as the years go by, those types of investment philosophies did not work well in 2022 because the bond environment was almost as volatile as the stock market was last year. So, in an environment like that, where those types of investment philosophies are not working, that's a really big window of opportunity when funds are able to go into an IRA and give the account owner a lot more options, a lot more control for
Mhm.
investments that are more specifically geared for today's times than older investment philosophies.
Mhm. Yeah, you bring up some really good points, April. It all comes down to the long-term plan too. I enjoyed this conversation. I think a lot of people will find some value in it. What's the best way somebody can reach you with questions if they do want to either consolidate those 401ks or roll them over?
Sure. First, helping you weigh those pros and cons. We're really happy to help you do that. You can reach us any time of day by the contact us portion on our website at theretirementfamily.com, or please feel free to give either of our offices a call, and we're happy to assist.
All right, April, thank you.
Thank you, Erin.